Welcome in to a late night edition of the Sandlot Dynasty League podcast. I'm here with Stevie, who is a playoff team. If we were doing Roto, he'd be in first place right now. Team's playing really well. So I'm excited to dive into the podcast tonight to hear all about Stevie's team and kind of talk about the league. So tonight we're going to talk about trade deadline because that's a hot topic right now. We're going to talk about some playoff projections because that's coming in a week and a half. Then we're going to talk about some Cards Cubs, and then we're going to end with a fun little segment where we're talking about ballpark foods, something that we both love, food and going to baseball games. So we're going to kind of do a little snake draft and draft some ballpark foods at the end. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun pod. Little late night here. So I'm excited to see how you doing. How's your team doing? You guys, we got a week left until playoffs and after this week, but how's it looking for you guys?
Well, had my tough matchup last week with Preston, 12-0'd. And now this week I got to play the POS Vanway squad. And right now we're tied, so don't love that, but it looks like right now he's just had starters go and I haven't necessarily yet and got him. Looks like all the batting statistics other he got some steals on me. But yeah, I mean I think I'm in a pretty good spot without a monumental choke, but I should be in the playoffs. And I'm just kind of hoping for round one to not get Luke, my guy. I don't want to have to go up against him round one, but gotta play who you gotta play. So we'll see. But had more fun this year, actually hitting home runs and winning games and stuff. So that's made it more enjoyable to try to set a lineup every day for however many months the season runs. So
It seems like on paper it's really long, but the fact that we're 1 week away from playoffs, I'm like, where did the summer go? How did we get here so
summer
fast?
itself went very fast. Yeah, I was like, Kate's going back to school and stuff, and I was like, oh man, like it flew by. I mean, life just, I guess, gets busy and stuff as you get older. But yeah, this summer seemed like it blew by. We're on our way to fall in football and stuff here soon, but still got some good baseball to be played.
So right now, and we'll kind of hit on this, but like you said, if you and Luke are the 4-5 matchup, that makes actually it makes getting the 2 seed more enticing in playoffs because the 1 seed gets that bye and we'll have to play the winner of you and Luke. So getting that 2 seed, honestly, if you guys both get the 4 and the 5, I'd rather have the 2 seed, as weird as that sounds, but I mean it's playoffs, anything can happen. So
Yeah, it can be weird, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think which the Roto stats, Nate's team's good. The standings, Nate's team's really good, but I still just don't think he gets the respect because he maybe doesn't have names that some of the other top teams have as far as players and stuff. But he's built out a squad that works and, you know, wins categories every week. So props to him because I hated on him, not really knowing anything, but it seemed like that was kind of the general consensus after draft night is that Nate's team sucks and Van Way's, giving him shit and everything. And then, next thing you know, he's going to be a playoff team and just kind of dominated a lot of the categories for most of the season. So shout out him.
I think if I obviously I want my team to win, but if I did not win, I think Nate would be my pick to click and who I would like to see win the championship. And I would love for Nate to wear some sort of like video recording device. Like he puts on meta glasses, he walks into Jolt and says, "Where's my trophy?" Something like that I would love to see.
Well, Van Way wouldn't be there because he doesn't work. But, the guys actually there work, it would be pretty thrown off, I think. But they'd probably
Imagine,
get him right.
imagine Tim Van Way being like, "Nate, what are you doing here?"
Oh, my
Uh,
co-manager.
Mr. Bolt's in. You
I
guys,
am
those
in.
speaking of you guys were probably the busiest team at the trade deadline. So, you guys want to talk about? Oh, let's
Big
go.
announcement. It was me. I was John Bolt all last year. Nobody takes my collarbone and gets away with it.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Oh, well, actually, Gunner,
Gumby
while you're
literally
on,
said while we were talking for recordings, I almost text Gunner, but he doesn't know anything about this league. I was like, I
Yeah,
know a thing or
just a wee
two.
bit.
okay, hold on. But before you hop off, let's switch the segments around. Let's talk about some ballpark foods first, because we can all talk about that.
Let's do the draft. Yeah, Gunnar, you're not going to be able to prepare, but I mean, we didn't really either. You know, like how Pardon My Take does the Mount Rushmore?
Yes, can I interrupt this segment real quick? I just need to get something out here real quick. Gumby, can we get a match preview for next Saturday's golf match?
We've been
Just
talking
give
about
us a
this a
little
little
something.
bit. Yeah, but we
Uh,
do need a clip.
rumor is Marlowe's coming off a loss and is
Back-to-back losses
down
last
back to
2
back
years.
loss and is down bad. But let's talk some ballpark
Whoa.
foods. Let's talk ballpark foods. All right, so Gunnar,
John
you're going
Bolt's sure
to
our guess. I think he goes first, and we snake.
yeah.
Bolt, Gumby, you can go. I'll go third. I'll do this. I'll take
Okay.
the 2, and
So
then
Gunnar,
4 or 5 guys.
you go to Wrigley Field. I feel like you're a Cubs fan for some reason. I don't know. You go to
Yeah,
Wrigley
Bear
Field.
down.
pours out drinks. I don't know if you heard about that.
You go to Wrigley
That's an
Field.
allegation.
What's the first thing you're going to the concession stand and buying?
If I'm
One
in
pick.
Wrigley, I feel like I'm getting like a Polish sausage,
Okay.
peppers and onions on a bun.
Okay.
Ketchup, mustard.
I'd go mustard, preferably like spicy brown.
That's smart. I mean, if you're at Wrigley, no ketchup. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's perfect for Chicago. And I'm glad
Sponsored
you
by
didn't
Diet
steal
Coke.
mine. I'm glad you did not steal mine because
yeah. You kind of screwed him with that setup. But no, we're gonna play it as it was.
you worried me. I go to Busch Stadium or any place I go to and I have to get a hot dog. Have to get a hot dog.
Little
So
glizzy.
yeah, I like the jumbo ones. Those seem to be better.
Makes
But
sense.
I mean, if you're paying $8, you might as well be a jumbo. CV, you
Okay.
got two.
You
So
guys
you
took
got two here, and then goes
2.
back to me.
Yeah. I mean, ballpark specifically, hot dog's a great pick. Polish sausage at Wrigley, great pick. But if we're being honest about what the best, you know, wiener shaped food is, a brat. And Gumby likes some
Mm.
jumbo, but you can't go wrong with a bratwurst. So I'm gonna go bratwurst at the 1-3, and then I think I'm going helmet nachos.
Ooh,
Begin the second round. You can't really beat if they're offering the nachos in the helmet. I don't care. I'm paying more, but load it up in whatever ballpark I'm at in the home team's helmet.
jalapenos, yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
easy.
make it
I think so
spicy. I'm a
too.
spicy boy. More toppings, the better for me. I don't really discriminate when it comes to
Doesn't
food versus
doesn't
life.
Bush Stadium do like pulled pork nachos too? Those are
Mhm.
always solid.
Yeah,
They have some kinky little things. The bacon wrap dog at Bush used to be really good. I haven't had one in a long time, but
I
Brian
think
Hope put me onto that back in the day.
uh, Bush has like a home plate nachos. So like they put your nachos in home plate, like a home plate shaped box, and it's loaded out. But you said Stevie, you said helmet, and you got me really nervous because my next pick was the helmet
Yeah,
ice cream. I
that was
love
okay. So you took
love
helmet
helmet ice
first.
cream.
I was gonna
Like
that if I had another pick, I would have said helmet Dippin' Dots
yes,
from Bush Stadium.
Yeah, those are great. Kate gets those anytime we go anywhere. The Dippin' Dots. She's a loyal Carbondale. 'Cause you know the guy that got started Dippin' Dots went to SAUC or SIU
I'm
is what we call it.
the only one.
SAUC.
SAUC. Yeah.
I'm glad they dropped the logo of Ice Cream of the Future because it felt like it was the ice cream of the future for a long time.
For 30 years,
Yeah,
easily.
literally. Gunnar, you got two?
Yeah. Yep.
Can you think of some?
Man, I mean, I'm not a baseball guy. Um,
You're a
let's see.
food guy though.
I am a food guy. I'm trying to think of like the like besides Wrigley, the last 3 games I was at before then, we did like the box where you could get all you can eat stuff. So it was like pretty general, um, baseball food. I don't know. You guys put me on the spot.
I would just think like games in
I guess
general.
like
I've been to basketball and football games.
Yeah.
Like, it's all kind of the same stuff. I mean, there's definitely some
yeah, I'm not a big like just if I'm at home, I'm not a big like popcorn guy, but I feel like maybe popcorn at a game, you know?
I had that on my list.
Yep.
And then you get one more coming back in the third round. I guess we'll do 4 rounds since you seem like you're struggling already using all your brain
Yeah,
power.
I mean, this is not what I was expecting, coming in here, but I'm
You're on the
a little
spot.
slower if you didn't realize that already.
Yeah, he's on GBT right now. Yeah.
GBT.
Let's see. I'm looking up some general things, something that sounded good.
Cockroaches. Crickets. Mealworms, whatever the hell you guys spray for. Termites.
All
Does
right,
the
so I went
bunker
popcorn.
bar? You have a Polish sausage?
Give me,
and popcorn.
give me a nice set of like chili cheese fries or something. How
Mm,
about that?
I like that.
Baseball game. Weird.
I'm sure
That's
some stadiums have that.
summer. Yeah, okay.
I came here to
Uh,
talk golf, Bears football, and Notre Dame football, and we're not doing any of them.
This ain't the place for that. So I think our constituents will be not happy with that. So they're gonna see Gunner Cup. They're gonna see Gunner pop on and say, "Turn this stuff off right now."
This will be the
Uh,
most viewed episode of the year, maybe two.
Yeah, we're gonna share the shit out of this one.
I can't wait for
Sponsored by
you.
Snake and Flake Media LLC.
You see Tabor share a
Mainly
YouTube
beer.
link. You see Tabor's Facebook up, and it's just this video of us three talking. I have one, but see, this one's tough because it has to be made just right. It's like it's a gamble to get it, and that's a pretzel with cheese. Sometimes you go and get a
Such a
pretzel
good
and they're
one.
cooked too long and they're too hard. Or sometimes you get them, and the older I get, the more salt is not good. Like there has to be a perfect amount of salt and it has to be soft.
Oh,
And
okay.
cheese, of course. But pretzel with cheese, I think, is one that it's a gamble to get just because you don't know how it's cooked. But it's a good one if it's made right.
I agree. SIUC has some of the best pretzels at the basketball arena. At least they used to. They might have ruined that too, like they ruined the program, but that used to be like the first thing I'd get. Okay, so you guys have taken a lot of the things I had on my list. So I got nachos and brat. I think I'm gonna go peanuts. Peanuts is my it's gonna be my third pick. And then my last one, I was gonna try to sneak that helmet ice cream in there, but you sniped that one from me, so last ballpark food, I'm gonna do a pander pick. Cracker Jacks. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
It's in the song.
I don't know if I'm actually a Cracker Jack guy, but you guys have kind of took all the other ballpark food that I like.
I
And I
can
mean, there's something done like chicken tenders, but I don't really see that in ballpark food. So
I can safely say I have never in my life eaten Cracker Jacks. I've been to
I
a
did when I
million.
was younger. Like the first game I
Yeah, I
went
was
to
going to
an
say,
Angels game, and I think like we bought Cracker Jacks at Walmart or something and brought them with like into the ballparks. Like that was,
What
I knew the song.
didn't they have like a little card in there or something, or like a little trinket? Used to.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like like a baseball card, but yeah, there was something in the box. It was like a cereal type prize thing, if I remember
I
correctly.
couldn't tell you what is actually in Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, what even is it? Is it like a peanut or is it a
In my mind, it's like that Chicago Garrett's popcorn, but I don't think that's actually what it is.
the Garrett's mix is heaven. No, I would get that
Are you
anywhere.
caramel or cheese if you had to pick one?
Caramel. But it's a good balance though,
Caramel, yeah.
because
Really?
but I wouldn't get just the caramel because the caramel and the cheese is such a perfect mix. But
It
my
is.
last
Cracker Jacks are caramel. They are, and they
okay,
also
so I
have
might like Cracker
peanuts in
Jacks.
there. Yeah.
I might like Cracker Jacks. It might be something to try. On my last pick, I feel like this is kind of a cop out, and I'm surprised, Stevie, you didn't say something like
I'm going to
this.
be real mad. I'm going to be real
But
mad.
an ice cold soda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I thought you
I
would.
was
I
thinking
thought someone
drink,
would
but
say
then
beer.
I stuck food. Yeah, no, I thought
I
about
thought
going like beer or something, but
that's what I
soda's
thought you were gonna
fair. We
say.
can
A
do soda.
64-ounce tall boy,
Yeah, and you drink 3 ounces of it before you disappear behind the bleachers and then come back with no drink. Yeah, makes sense.
allegedly. Allegedly. So I've got one more pick.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
I didn't think of this sooner. Give me a burger. Nice cheeseburger.
Yeah.
If you can find a
Okay.
good one at the
You're not happy
ballpark,
with that
I'm
pick?
sure. I mean, it would hit. I mean, it's handheld, but yeah, I feel like
I
depends on
feel
the
like
vendor if they're slinging those or not.
yeah, I feel like too that with I feel like stadiums are trying so many new things that it's like you can go to a stadium now and get some
Like
random
real
barbecue or
local
like
restaurant.
yeah.
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 All your yeah.
Let me
Everything
ask
is
you a
like
question, Gumby.
Let's
Let
hear.
me ask you a question here. So if the Cardinals had a 9x9 challenge, but with ski instead of beer, could you finish it?
I have tried. I got to 7 with the Dr. Pepper.
you did 7 sodas and seven
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
You did seven of each.
But here's the thing. So I did 7 of both. But it was so we were in the all inclusive, but the drinks, like, so the all
Oh,
inclusive
okay.
drinks are not very big. So they were like the cups, like they were probably smaller than a red solo cup, honestly.
So like
But
still 8 ounces, I'd
I
assume.
think if I could go back, I think I would, because I tried to pace it out. And like, so I would do like, I would try one an inning. I think I would just go for it at the start
Yeah.
because
Don't
I
let
got
the
to
floor
7.
hit you.
No, that was my problem. I got to 7. I was like, I could finish it, but I'm going to be sick. And I do not want to be sick. But I definitely think I could do it. The bread on the hot dog, so the bread to hot dog ratio is bad. Too much bread. If there was
Yeah.
less bread, it wouldn't be as bad. But
More hot dog guy. Yeah.
I would love it if Busch Stadium sold ski. That would be awesome.
They should do that. That'd be good for them. But I'm gonna try to get Fitz's in there first.
I thought
Good
Fitz
idea.
was done. Thought Fitz was over. Oh.
Yeah, they were not.
Whoa,
They
whoa,
were
whoa,
over.
whoa, whoa. We had a bet, Stevie,
What bet?
from when we played each other.
Did I not do that already?
This is the first podcast you've been on.
What am I supposed to do?
I think it was either drink a ski or
I had the ski the last podcast I was on though.
okay. I thought this was after that, but
Remember? No, yeah, no. I think we already did that on the last one I was on. Because remember, I went and got the ski at the gas station.
okay.
I think that was
Maybe it
after
was.
our match. Yeah, I think I did do that actually. We did have the bet for sure, but I think I already drank
Maybe it
this.
was because you did have one then, but I don't remember the date or anything.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
Gunner.
I'll go
Since
back.
you're here, we're going to talk about some playoff projections. Here are the 6 teams that are going to make playoffs. I'm not going to tell you in order. I'm not going to tell you anything about the teams. You tell
Can
me
I pick a
who.
winner?
Yes.
Okay.
So the teams are going to be in no. I'm going to read these in no random order. So this is not
Pick your
standings.
championship matchup and then your winner. So you can pick two to
Okay.
face each other and then your winner. Yeah.
Easy
Okay.
enough.
Well. Okay. I'll tell you the bracket then.
Okay.
Okay. So
Just give
one.
them to me all right now.
Okay.
Give them to me. I don't care about seeding.
So play in games. So I'll say round 1. Luke versus Stevie. Do you want me to go pick by pick, or do you want me to just say the whole thing and then you just go from there?
I'd say the whole thing, and I'm just going to give you 2, and then I'm going to go to bed.
So the top bracket right now is I get to buy, and I will play the winner of Stevie and Luke. The bottom half of the bracket, John Lannis gets to buy, and he faces the winner of Logan and Nate.
It's a lot of your guys.
Okay.
It's your whole like soccer squad, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some enemies for sure. All right. I'm gonna go Stevie versus Jacob. Stevie wins.
Jacob.
That is your championship matchup. Our team is the champions. I'm not being biased. Snake and Flake Media forever.
So whenever I don't know if ChatGPT has gotten any better. I don't know if ChatGPT has gotten any better at chess. Whenever ChatGPT first came out, like you could play like a chess game in ChatGPT, and they would just make up moves. Like they would say like Bishop and it would like take out their queen like on the first
Mhm.
move. That's what you did with Van Way's team. You just brought Van Way in from nowhere and put him in the
I
championship
thought V was
Gunner
game.
in
does
there.
hallucinate.
No, Van Way
I'll be
is
honest, I wasn't paying attention. Is he out?
no,
John,
he's out. Yeah, he's not even close.
Okay, well, we'll just go Stevie versus Logan. Stevie's a winner.
Okay, that's possible.
Okay.
That's
One
possible.
cup, 2 cup,
No.
3 cup, 4 cup, 5 cup, 5 times double gulp. Fuck me.
1 cup.
I knew you'd get a chuckle out of that one.
Gumby's not happy right now. This podcast family friendly. Change the ratings after this one.
Kicking you out.
Okay. Anyways, peace and love.
Go to sleep.
Bear down. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I need you to do research on who our waiver wire pickup is for tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'll have it on your desk by 6 a.m.
Yeah, I need a reliever stat.
I need a reliever.
See ya.
You need some hair.
See ya.
Later, Gunner. I mean, John.
Here's the okay. Last thing. Last bit. This is something to ponder for the rest of your life. Am I bald on purpose? Really makes you think.
Okay, so that was
I know he's not ugly on purpose, but he is.
I know he's not a bad golfer on purpose either. Oh wait, I mean, he's on my team. I can't talk smack.
He did on purpose buy a different driver about every year since I've known him. So
And he did just send me a
Sucks
set of
about that.
irons. Okay,
Let's
but
trade in the clothes. All right, let's get back to the
So-
baseball stuff.
back to the baseball stuff. You were one of the busiest guys on the trade deadline, and it seemed like you were targeting pitching. So your pitching got a lot better, and you didn't necessarily give up a whole lot either. So you want to talk about your trade deadline and how you think it's going to push you forward?
I just feel like, and maybe I went maybe a little overboard on pitching because now I think I'm like on almost your level as far as like what the rankings say. I am category by category, but I don't know. I think my pitching was just so down the first several years because like I got some like good prospect bats and stuff when I like joined as the expansion and whatnot, but I think I'm just nervous that if I actually want to compete in the playoffs and even all season, I feel like I've struggled to like I've been close in a lot of pitching categories and then like lost matchups because of a category or two. And so I think I just like made an extra effort to have like several starting arms. And if I was going to get rid of some of those prospects like Cags and Merrill and I traded that Conley or whatever, that pitcher who, could pan out, could not. It was just like try to have as much depth as possible. And Van Way, convinced me on Hader and DeGrom, which then DeGrom obviously got hurt like the next week or whatever. But I think I tried to get enough pitchers where even if I did like lose some guys, it still wouldn't necessarily like be the reason I lost if my bats kind of keep hitting at, the rate that they had been all season and stuff. And I thought, what the heck, let's compete. If I can make the playoffs, anything can happen. It'd be fun to win something. So that's kind of where that was my approach. And I sent a billion texts and was really getting lowballed at first. And as we got closer to the deadline and stuff, I think guys started being a little more reasonable who were kind of out of contention and had, incentives to move guys and stuff. And Van Way came a long way on his deals and stuff once he thought, oh, maybe Stevie can win instead of Gumby or someone else. So I think that was also an incentive for him to make some of those moves, was to try to stop either you or John from winning, which is not going to be an easy task, even with the guys I picked up. So, but I don't know. I'm excited for playoffs, and it'll be cool to see how things shake out in the end.
It's gotta be frustrating too. Talking about the expansion draft is when you drafted Cole Reagans, it seemed like he was the surest thing to be a great elite pitcher, and it's like he has not panned out.
No, every year I'm like, okay, maybe this year he'll get healthy and this and that, and he gets hurt again, and it's like, oh man. And yeah, I thought he was. Like everything I've read, like he was the right pick. Like you guys gave me good advice to like snag him, and it's just, yeah, I would trade him for. I wanted to kind of trade him, but then there was no one was willing to pay anything for him, which I get. So I was like, well, maybe he gets healthy next year. But I think next year might be the year I have to cut him off if he does come back and isn't good again. I might just be like, all right, it's time to move on. But we'll see.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I really feel like the bottom tier teams didn't necessarily get a whole lot better for the future. Preston got a ton of picks. Fanway got picks, traded picks, got some back. So like, I don't really feel like the
Yeah, I
bottom tier
mean,
teams like got a whole lot better. And this is the first year that we've had like a gap. Like if so I'm playing Jared right now, if I beat Jared there's going to be a huge gap between sixth and seventh place. And really, did the bottom guys do enough to close that gap? Or is this going to be the same playoffs next year potentially?
guys seem, I mean, Clayton and Vanway, who have been, I guess, in the league, I don't know if they've been it the whole time or whatever, like they came around and were willing to like try to like move some big names to get the names of guys that like they wanted. Like I think Vanway really wanted Holiday back after
Mhm.
Cags was no longer the equation. Like he still like, okay, well, I still want like a younger outfielder. He took Merrill kind of as whatever, and he was ready to move on from Judge. But a lot of the guys I was texting just trying to get like a solid like top end lower arm, like just weren't wanting to make moves or weren't wanting to make
Mhm.
like reasonable moves given their situation. Like I tried really hard to get some guys from Jared, and he said PCA was the only untouchable guy. Obviously, I mean he's my biased vote for MVP, but then like I'd ask about other guys, and like he just like either wouldn't respond or was like okay, well that's not enough for him. I was like, okay, well then I don't. I mean, maybe not everyone's available, or like I'm not going to make my team necessarily worse to try to pick up like a playoff bat or a playoff arm. So I don't know. And I mean, guys are busy too and stuff, and like trading and stuff, it can be taxing. Like I spent my whole day talking to Clayton and Vanway the day I made the two big moves. Like I probably sent 500 texts over that those couple of days, like back and forth. Those guys had phone calls with both of them. Like, so I don't ever want to trade and like feel like I got fleeced. So I really tried to do every bit I could to get, what I thought was either a fair or like a deal that favored me in the end. So yeah, it was a lot of negotiation and stuff. And so I get sometimes like you got life going on and stuff. Maybe you're just like, whatever. Like, I'm not really going to try to make the most optimal move for my team. Like, I'm, probably favoring myself heavily. Maybe Jared was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna, waste my time trying to
Mhm.
beat him down or whatever. So
I do think that trade with you and Clayton makes a lot of sense for both teams, where he got Cags and Connolly early, and he dished off a lot of his older players like Trout and Edwin Diaz. Uh, Gilbert's still fairly young, but for him to, I guess he really probably wanted Jack, is my guess. And like
yeah.
I felt like that trade made sense for both teams. And I'm honestly with you. So like my logic of trading is always I'm never at the trade deadline, especially, I'm never gonna make that aggressive of a move unless I know for sure that I've won. Because I'd rather be good next year and the year after and not like okay, I would risk not winning a championship to be good for the next 3 years where some like might say, screw it, just go all in, win the championship, and then rebuild next year. Like I would rather know for sure I'm a playoff team and just try to get maybe a little lucky and win a couple series to win the championship. Like I always have like my 5 year goal in mind. And so like this year I literally gave up picks and some waiver wire players and got back a couple like not even like obviously the move I made that mostly impacted me the most was getting Sandy Alcantara. That was my favorite move, and I gave up a ton of picks for it. But like that was I feel like that was I would give up picks for Sandy Alcantara and Johan Duran. Uh,
Well, I just was looking back at past drafts, and like it is nice to get picks in the moment, but then you look at some of the guys you take with like those after first round picks that end up getting dropped or not playing for you. And then it's like, oh, the guy actually took in the eighth or ninth round actually did pan out, or the guy I picked up off the waiver wire like week two is actually the guy that's contributing to my team. So that's why I like tried not to sweat that too much. I was like, if I have enough depth on my team and someone, doesn't have all their like true keeper, like confirmed spots taken come draft time, maybe I move one of those players as kind of a fringe keeper and it makes my decision a lot easier to get a couple picks back.
mhm.
If because I traded a lot of those. I was like, they're not necessarily gone forever, especially if you have an excess of guys going into the next season or whatever. So
Yeah, and like I feel like it's better to be safe than sorry. So like if you're ever like for me, like if I go into a trade and I'm like, this is not, I don't feel right about this. It's like easy for me to just kind of sit back and say, I'd rather play it safe because I trust the team. I trust the guys that I already have. Like I
Well, that was my
realistically,
worry. It's like I'm gonna trade away, which Cags and Merrill, although have like tons of high upside, I mean, Cags obviously since I traded him, he had like a huge night against my Cubs. But I don't know, Merrill's like been probably a little bit underperforming this year and stuff, which I still think long term, like he will be a good player for Danway and stuff. But it was like they've not contributed like a ton to my team so far.
mhm.
They've obviously helped, but not enough where I was like, oh no, that's going to jeopardize my outlook for this year if I'm like moving these outfielders. Like I was able to kind of part ways with them because they've been good, but maybe not as good as I wanted them to be, you know,
And guys like
after
that have the
recently.
name value. Like I think Jackson Merrill has. If you said to any fantasy guy, like, "Hey, would you want Jackson Merrill?" They'd be like, he's had a down year, but he's gonna figure it out. And it's like him
Mhm.
and Cags, like they still have that name value to where they're not like they've not been in the league long enough to where it's like, okay, they're not gonna be a superstar. They're just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like they still have that name value for you to kind of capitalize on and whatnot. So. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I've learned
I
my
can't.
lesson of holding on to a guy too long, like Reagan's, which I could have probably flipped him maybe at some point last year for a lot more. Now I'm either gonna have to make the tough decision to not keep him or like keep him and like roll the dice for like a third year. So we'll
There's gonna be
see.
somebody
But
in the league that wants him, but
yeah,
I'd say
I
somebody
could.
potentially like a rebuilding team. Why not take a flyer for like take
That's
a
what I
flyer
tried to
on
pitch him
it?
as, but then I was like, well, it looks like I'm gonna keep him on my roster and maybe their minds will change, come the spring or something if there's a good report that he's making progress, fixing whatever injury is going on with him this time.
And it
So
really is crazy to me that the deadline's come and gone, and we are like a week and a half away from playoffs. Um, and next week, it's kind of sad though that next week is not going to have a whole lot of implication on much. Maybe like next week, the thing that's going to matter is the seeding. So Luke is only a game back of Nathan. So that's going to be the most important is who's going to get that 3 seed. But really, the
yeah.
6 teams are locked. And I mean, I say locked, it'll take a miracle for Jared to get in. But like next week, the thing we're going to be watching most and the end of this week is who's going to get that 3 seed because I think you want that 3 seed.
Yeah, I don't know if I can jump Nate unless he just has a really bad come apart. But I could. I mean, being three back from Luke, maybe if I have two really good weeks, I could snipe that spot from him. But yeah, ultimately, I don't think I can end up with the three. So we'll
Uh,
see, though. I guess.
yeah, what are you, 5, 4.5? 1.5 back of. I mean, that's possible too. I don't think I realized that you were that close.
I
So
need
it
to
just
text my
takes,
buddy Vanway to set a bad line. No.
but it seems that I mean Nate's beating Preston right now pretty good, and Luke is losing the Logan by 6 categories. So if it ends like that, then it might be settled going in. But again, you never know. Let's see who does Nate play. Uh, Nate next week plays oh, Van Way, so
Yeah.
that's not going to help.
Yeah.
That's not going to help.
Yeah. I
And
play Mickey Marcus. That should be an easy 12-0. Might
Yeah,
might
yeah.
go back-to-back weeks with a gap in between.
I play Luke next week, so it won't be easy for either one of us because I'm as bad as much as I'd rather have the 2 seed. If you guys were the 4 and the 5, I still want the regular season championship because I feel like that's just it's something like not it's not you don't get a
Winning,
trophy for
yeah,
it.
no, I mean winning regular season sometimes is like you had the better team and ultimately winning the champion. Although Vanley will argue that probably, but I mean in most like not just baseball, but especially baseball, given the length of the season and the format, like winning the most regular season categories, there's definitely something to be said versus being hot for like 2 or 3 weeks in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I still want that really bad. I still want that 2-time champ because then what can Van White say? Van White can't say if me or John win, then he can't say that he's the only one. So uh But I'm
That would be
also
tough for him to lose that claim to fame.
yes, because then he just gets last place and he has nothing else to hang his hat on. So let me see. So I'm also going, and again, not that it matters, but I sent out that text beginning of the month about regular season win percentages, and that John was going for it. So currently, the highest winning percentage for the regular season was 631, and that was me in 2023. And then this year, I'm currently at 645. So I'm kind of going for some history here too. But again, I'd still want the championship really bad, just because it's at the end of the day, you don't look back and say, "Oh, who won the regular season in 2023?"
Yeah, you can't
No,
say that because oh, okay,
but
Lamicki.
yeah. So hopefully, things work out, and I really think I don't want to play you or Luke first. And unfortunately, it looks like that could potentially happen. But like playoffs are weird. Like that year Clayton won, he was the sixth seed. So, like you said, it's just really about when you get hot.
Yeah, I mean, just have like a really good pitching week where you dominate WHIP, ERA, you get like wins that you wouldn't normally get, and your bats keep it. You win half the categories, and next thing you know, you're moving on to the next week. So
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. I kind of am excited just because I don't like taking that week off for the bye. It's like a blessing and a curse. 'Cause I'm like I'm like I wish I
yeah,
was playing
you
this.
have a really good week, and it's like I wasted all these home runs and these strikeouts.
Literally, I don't even try to check my score because it'll be like, yeah, Otani had 9 home runs this week. I'm like, oh, nice. Or like some random player that I have Brandon Marsh hit three, something crazy like that. I'm like, well, save it for next week.
Hmm.
But it's exciting, and this is yours. You made playoffs last year, right? Or no? Is this your first year making playoffs?
I think I made the playoffs last year and got eliminated the first round. I think.
I can check them right here. Let's see, 2025. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, so you got six. Yep. So you made the playoffs. This will be 2 years in a row though for you, which I think is pretty good for an expansion team. The fact that you were an expansion team, you kind of had some adversity coming into the league, but then now you're settled in. And if we were a roto league, obviously you would be in first place. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of the guys I took in that expansion draft, for the most part, panned out. That was a big help. And then, I don't know, like you traded me like Rooker and Bregman, and then like Van Way traded me Holiday, and then like this year I got Cease. Like I don't know, like I feel like pretty lucky on a lot of my trades and pickups and stuff. Like a lot of those players have hit, so I kind of just elevated into having a pretty good team where like I don't think PB probably asked for or got as much help when we did like the expansion draft. Like you guys like had like your target or your eye on like players that were like not or that were in that pool and stuff. And like a lot of them like that you guys kind of recommended like did pan out. Like I think I got Merrill and like a lot of those guys in that draft. So
yeah, was your 1-1 Saki, Roki Sasaki? Was he your 1-1 or was it
that
Yamamoto?
was
I
that
feel like it was.
Yamamoto I got in that. I then took Sasaki with my first overall pick like 2 years ago and I don't know, I think he's dealing tonight, I'm pretty sure.
I think he was last time I checked.
Like everyone was like Luke was telling me to like trade him and get rid of him like all like prior to the season starting. He was like seeing stuff on Twitter about like his velo and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like I already spent so much getting him. Like he's still pretty young. And I think he's kind of had a little bit of a turnaround. I mean, I don't know if he's still good enough where like probably still maybe regret taking him with that 1-1 in that draft, but I don't know. He's not. I mean, pitchers are so volatile and stuff outside of like your top 10 guys. Like, and being on the Dodgers, I mean, that helps. Just like hopefully, if you can stay in the game long enough to get a win on most nights, at least gives him a chance to be a productive player. So,
Being on the Dodgers literally helps everyone but Kyle Tucker. So that's a
yeah,
lot of fun.
screw that idiot.
Yeah, really.
Should have
I'm
stayed
just
in
banking.
Chicago.
I'm just banking on him the fact that he'll be in the Dodger uniform next year. Mike, he'll have an off season that he knows he's with the same team because he switched teams 3 years in a row. So this will be the first year that he's in the same place for more than a year. I'm like, maybe next year he'll be fine. I don't know because the talent's there.
I was gonna like buy low on him, but then I don't know. Like then I go back and I'm like, I don't know. Like that still might not even be worth it. But I don't know. Screw him. He left the Cubs. He should have signed, stayed in Chicago. But honestly, if he's not going to be good, then I'm happy he's gone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, maybe it's just like some of those times it's just like a blessing. Like he leaves and you're like, all right, next man up, and then it just works out for whoever. So
And you
and you
pay
don't get
Jason Hayward hundreds of millions of dollars. He wins you a World Series, but that
yeah,
pump up speech, priceless.
yeah. I mean, also too is you don't sign Bregman if you have Kyle Tucker, most likely, right? Like,
He's picked it up a little bit lately. I don't know. I mean, he's
no, he has
older,
been
but
good.
he kind of had like a slow start to the year. But I think his average is horrible. But I mean, he's still, I mean, as of lately, been solid bat for me. I don't know. He frustrated me. Him and Swanson both, like all year, were just like the Cubs themselves are playing pretty well, but those guys like batting stats are shit. But and then now Swanson, I finally just cut my losses with him. I was watching the other day, one of my few baseball games I watched this year, and saw him like hurt whatever he did in his chest. You could tell he was in pain. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new shortstop. Like you could just see the way he like ran off the field, how frustrated he was that something wasn't right.
It was off of his swing too, and so those non-contact injuries are never any good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we can kind of wrap up with, I mean, unless if you have anything to say, I mean, playoffs are literally in 2 weeks, and I know I'm excited, and I'm sure I can tell you six guys are excited for the playoffs, and the other six could care less. So I will probably get a text, or if I see Marcus out or someone down there like PB, hey, who ended up winning the league? That's what we'll get asked. So like the top six guys are
Also,
excited, and
yeah. We need to keep talking about this Discord. I think Discord could be a really
yeah,
good option so that we're not sending like 5,000, or I'm not sending like 5,000 texts of just trying to make people laugh to John Monis's cell phone every day. Because hopefully he like knows how to have his notifications turned off. But if he doesn't, I'm probably annoying the shit out of him half the time. But the Discord, you could send messages and share stuff, and then you don't. That's like an app you don't have to have your notifications on. You can just log in and catch up whenever you get time and stuff, and we could share a lot of historical stuff and post links to, this and the, the spreadsheet. And then also like, doing the drafts and stuff, you can all do like video and stuff and like be in the group together, and it just like be a place that, I know it's another app for people, but at least it could like kind of house a lot of the communications and like serve the functionality of like a lot of the things that we do year in and year out. So
and it's not a social media. So like if I know like right now Van Way is off social media. I know Logan's asked about it. So if guys want to
yeah,
get
it's not like
away
there's
from
an
social
algorithm that you're
media,
seeing other stuff. You
yeah,
have, you join the groups that you want to join, and it's just the people you want to invite and have in it. So it could just be us, and the only thing you would see, and I think I don't know if you can record like going live, but there is like a function to like stream on it. So I mean, I don't know if that'd be an option too for like future podcasts, if there's like a way to record and save and export that, or that still might have to be done in Zoom or something, but I don't know. It'd be something to look into.
yeah. I need to send Nate. I know he asked about the logo, so I need to send that to him. But like the thing I like about Discord is you can talk in different channels within your Discord. So like we could have just general chat. We could have like league history. We could have
Yeah, you could have all the
talk
different
about,
threads for the
yeah,
different topics.
which is cool. And that's what I like.
Trades, or or like on the block, have a thing about, people wanting to do
And
that. So
it might
yeah,
be
I think
easier
it
to
could be
share.
cool.
It might be easier to share the Google Sheets in there potentially, because even though everyone has access to it from their email, like you can just go to Google
Mhm.
Sheets right now and log on to it. Like it might be easier if there's just like a tab for the Google Sheets. That's okay. Instead of me going to my email or Google and going to Google Sheets, like then you could just go to the Discord and click on it, and that could potentially be a lot easier. So
Yeah, because if it could, that link in the Google Sheets and stuff, it can kind of get lost and stuff. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could be cool. And then just I feel like the text group has become on like the main form of communication this year. But I know some
yeah.
guys don't like getting a billion texts on their phone. I mean, there's a ton of ways to like silence the notifications and stuff. But sometimes it gets weird if not everyone has iPhones and stuff. So Discord could be a cool spot to talk as
Mhm.
much as you want to not necessarily like be blowing up someone's phone. So.
Yeah, I really do agree, and hopefully, I do agree with you. I think Nate would be perfect. You and Nate could get it set up and
He
be
knows a
fine
lot
with
more
it.
about it
So,
than me, but I know just enough to know that it would probably be a good platform for kind of what we need for our league. So,
yeah, I think that would be something we can set up this off season, which is coming up in a couple weeks, and because I know I actually have a couple things I want to talk about and vote on this off season. So, and again, like it's more organized to where if I send a text, I'm like, hey guys, I want to vote on this, and this, and then we text about it, and then 2 weeks later you're like, wait, what were we gonna vote on? Let me scroll up, and then you have to like search it. So it's like I
pause.
think it's just a lot easier if
Yeah, you can
uh
pin stuff and yeah,
yeah.
all the stuff that we could probably like, need it for. I think it can do. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't integrate with like any of like the fantasy baseball apps. But, like, I didn't expect it to do that. I think Nate was a little overzealous in thinking it was going to do that for us.
Mhm.
ESPN there, let's have them figure out how to give us like an NA spot or something first before they learn how to
Literally,
integrate with Discord. But
that's all I want. That's all I want because then we can increase how many minor league guys we have, and that would be kind of fun. So,
yeah, it would. Yeah.
um,
So,
but oh well. To wrap up, who just scored? Was that City or was that KC?
my phone has not updated yet.
Oh no, it was a say. I know it was. I was trying to look at your TV
Okay.
behind you. It looks like it was KC.
It might have showed that, but yeah, they scored after the City did. I think
Oh.
it was like the 45th and 55th minute. Then they tied it up.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. It's definitely something different. Shout out Gunner for coming in and
Shout out John
s-
Bolt.
John Bolt coming in and spicing some things up. So hopefully, I guarantee you maybe one person will make it this far. So shout out if you made it this far. So see you
Yeah, you're
guys
a
later. And
sicko.
yeah, sicko. Have fun. Best of luck in
Good
playoffs.
night.
Good night.